Good morning. I'm going to talk about today is the sin of good. That belongs to the 7 sins defined by the Bible. But I'm not going to talk about a religious question today. Instead, I will relate to a real-world question that lots of people is facing now, and that is overeating. But before we dive into it, the first thing I want to talk about is the definition of the sin of good according to the Bible. So, from the Bible, the sin of gluttony defines as gulp down or swallow and is understood to be noble. Indulgence and overconsumption of food, drink, or wealth to the point of extravagance or waste. And there's a story comes from the Bible, makes further explanation. The Son of Man came eating and drinking, and they say, "Look at him, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Yet wisdom is justified by her deeds." Now you guys know the definition of it, and maybe there are people thinking that that's actually similar to the description of overeating according to modern medical science. And it already becomes a big problem surrounding the modern society and the people living in it, both physical and mental level. But first of all, what causes this? The first and be known as the number one cause is stress. And because of people with heavy stress are often working in the big cities, maybe from their boss, maybe from their heavy and repeated work tasks, etc. When a person is in heavy stress, according to a research from Harvard Medical School, the adrenal glands release another hormone called cortisol, and cortisol increases appetite and may also ramp up motivation in general, including the motivation to eat. Once a stressful episode is over, cortisol level should fall, and if the stress doesn't go away, or if a person's stress response gets stuck in the on position, cortisol may stay elevated and cause more stress and longer stress to their people. So why people do this? That's actually gender related first. Like male will find cigarette and alcohol, more female than male will find more food to eat when they have stress. A Finnish study that included over 5,000 men and women showed that obesity was associated to stress-related eating in women, but not in men. This kind of overeating will bring a series of health problems, like abnormal weight gain. In 2007, British researchers designed a study that showed that people who responded to stress with high cortisol levels in experimental settings were more likely to snack in response to daily hassles in their regular lives than lower cortisol responders. So after all these effects, are there any solutions to this? Absolutely yes. And there are specific things that can be done to overcome it. For example, meditation and exercise. For all these years studying on this topic, it already shows that meditation can be used to reduce stress in a lot. And for enough practice, a person may be able to pay better attention to the impulse to grab a fat and sugar-loaded comfort food and inhibit the impulse. Exercise is also an method that already been proved working for many times. While cortisol levels is depending on the intensity and duration of exercise, overall, exercise can weaken some of the negative effects of stress. Also, some activities, such as yoga, have elements of both exercise and meditation. That's double the good effect of exercise and meditation. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, we are not talking about the sin today. We are talking about how to solve the problem. And I want you guys to know one more thing. The sins is not a big deal. What is big deal is how you solve it, and would you want to solve it? The motivation. That matters. Thank you.